Hi and welcome to Ali Lives Well on Less. I'm Ali, an early retired teacher, currently living well on my small reduced teacher's pension. And today is a Money Monday vlog. And if you're new here, you are very welcome. On Mondays, we just have a wee chat about some aspect of money, finance, spending, saving, and just generally what's going on with our money. And sometimes we have a wee chat about things connected with having a YouTube channel. So first of all, I'm going to talk about this hype thing that seems to be doing the rounds on some channels. And some of you have said that when you try and leave a comment, you're asked if you want to hype this channel. And as far as I can make out, all it does is basically if you hype my channel, you're giving me a sort of vote and you're only allowed to use the hype button 3 times in 1 week. And then there's a league table, which I believe channels can win something or get some benefit. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever have enough hypes to get some sort of benefit from it. But it is a scheme that has been running in some countries. I don't know if it's new to the UK. Maybe that's why we're starting to see it. But it's intended to hype, i.e. promote smaller channels under a certain level of subscribers. And I think is it 100,000 subscribers or 200? I mean, it's quite a large number of subscribers that it's below. So if you feel like hyping my channel, have at it, but don't worry. If you don't see it now, I haven't seen it at all on any of the channels that I watch, so I don't know what it looks like. I just know from what people have told me. I believe if you're watching me on a phone, you are more likely to see it. I don't tend to watch YouTube on my phone. I either do it on my iPad or my laptop. But yeah, I believe if you swipe the comment or if you swipe the bit that says hype this channel, you can then leave a comment. So it doesn't stop you leaving a comment, but you have to swipe. Now, I can't remember, is it right or left? Or maybe that's an entirely different app altogether. But it's just, I think it's a bit gimmicky, to be honest. There is certainly no monetary benefit or gain for my channel. So thank you so much if you've hyped me. But that's all it is. Pure and simple, it's just another promotion thing on YouTube. I'm always getting asked to participate in YouTube's membership training, blah, blah. I'm sure if I went on one of their workshops, it would explain it more fully, but it's quite a simple thing. So, as I say, if you have hyped me, thank you so much. So I'm filming this on Sunday, the 31st of August, and you'll see this on Monday, the 1st of September. So it's end of the month roundup for August. And I have hardly spent any money in certain areas, but then when I sat down and I looked at my August spend, I've had to use some savings to pay for something because Miss Luna had a vet appointment. So without further ado, if you're new here, I try to live on just my teacher's pension. I do have income from YouTube, the ad revenue, and that goes into my emergency fund. I'm trying to build up an emergency fund again, so I will explain as I go on. So, as always, and I will leave a still of this at the end of the video if you want to have a closer look. But my pension comes in at 790. Now, it's actually 792, but I always round up or round down just to make the figures easy. My outgoings, my direct debit, so that is things like my council tax and my electricity and my gas and all the things that you have to pay for on a monthly basis. Again, I will leave a still of that at the end because someone always comes and says, but what about? I will leave that at the end. So these are my direct debits that come straight out of my bank, so straight out of that 790. Now, I have been setting aside a small amount each month to pay for the 3 insurances that I have. So I have my car insurance, my house insurance, and I now have dog insurance for Miss Luna. Now, I have just paid for my house insurance and I had enough to pay for it. So that was really good. And I had a notification that... apologies for the interruption to the filming. I had to go and clean up because Miss Luna has just vomited all over the carpet. I won't explain why, but suffice to say, she licked something she should not have licked this morning when we were out a walk. So that's probably been brewing in her stomach for the last couple of hours. So she's feeling a bit sorry for herself. She's lying on the other sofa, so we'll see how far we get. So, before we were rudely interrupted, I was explaining that I have just paid off my house insurance this month, and I had enough saved by saving up that amount since the start of the year each month. And they've sent me a notification, or before I paid, they sent me a notification to say it's actually less than it was last year. So I will need to redo my figures starting from September because I can set aside less money for my house insurance. So I was really pleased at that. So we take off the direct debits, we take off the 3 amounts that I put aside to pay off these insurances. I think the next one will be the car insurance, which is December. So I should have plenty in my savings. And because Luna eats every month anyway, I take off the 45 for her big bag of dog food and the probiotics that I get every 6 weeks, but it averages out at £12 a month. So I take all these things off from my 790, and my discretionary spending, my available funds, are £259. And out of that £259, it covers everything else that I need to pay on each month. And it varies each month. I've explained before that because I have a hybrid car, I only need to top up with petrol every 2 months, and so on. So every month is not the same. Now, I have said in past videos that I was deliberately not going to the supermarket this month, and that was helped by me being not very well for a few weeks and actually not eating very much because I didn't have much appetite. So I have spent less in the supermarket this month than I would normally do. So I normally allow about £120, and that's for everything and anything you get in the supermarket. So that includes bleach and loo roll and chicken and cheese, everything that you get in the supermarket. So I had that original Lidl one that I did near the start of the month, and then I could have got until today without having to go to the supermarket again. But I went to Morrison's because my mum was coming to stay with me for a few days, and you can't have someone coming to stay with you and expect them to eat the weird and wonderful things that you are creating out of the cupboard. So I went to Morrison's and I got a few nice things because my mum was coming. So I did actually spend £37.45 in Morrison's, but I made good use of my More card, and I got the 3 lots of meat that you can get for £10, and we've barely used any of it, so that will go forward into next month's, or this month's, September, so you're seeing it on Monday. That will go into this month's menu planning. So I've only spent £58.07 in the supermarket this month, so that was where I had made the savings. But yeah, Miss Luna, remember, she was really not well, and we did have to go to the vet so she could get the anti-sickness jag. So she's just got a delicate stomach, as evidenced by the previous bout of vomiting. Yeah, so when she picks up these bugs, she probably gets it harder than maybe another more healthy dog gets it. So yes, £98, so we're just under £100. So, but luckily I was underspending this month, so that's okay. It's fitted in, as you will see. My car had its MOT service and it had a brake sensor check recall thing that was free under the warranty. That was the last service I got because I've explained before that when I bought my car 5 years ago, brand new, when I was still working, of course, for some reason, I took out the 5-year service plan. That was the last service. So the next time my car needs serviced, which hopefully should just be 12 months, I will need to set aside money from now to pay for my car service. So yeah, just the ongoing cost of having a car. But to be fair, my wee car doesn't cost me a lot of money to run. And I can talk more about that in a separate video if anyone is interested. So, couple of things off Amazon this month. I ordered a 1 kilo tub of bicarbonate of soda, baking soda. And I got the culinary grade one so that I can use it in baking and cooking, but I also use it in cleaning. I do quite a few sort of cleaning things with it. So £7.94. And that bottle of Oral-Aid, which is the doggy rehydration liquid that I got for Luna when she wasn't well. Used about maybe 3/4 of it, and I froze the rest in ice cubes, so I still have some in the freezer if she's not well again. So if I take off all my spending from my £259, I just made it in time for the end of the month with 400, I wish, £4.42 to spare. But I did buy a table. Now, the table was bought before the vet visit. So if I hadn't had the vet visit, I would have been well under budget this month and all would be good. So I am taking the cost of my wee new kitchen table that you've seen in a previous video. I'm just going to take that out of the savings. Now remember, I have a savings account where I put in all my tax and what else goes in there? Yeah, just my tax, and I overpay the tax into my savings, so there's a little bit of wiggle room there for just now, which will balance out overall. So, and Miss Luna did not go to daycare this month. I think it's certainly not in my cost. So, but she is going. I'm saying tomorrow, but it's today when you're seeing this, so that I can get on with things. So, she is well enough to go back to daycare. So ad revenue as well is something we always talk about at the end of the month. So I have indicated before that the ad revenue is down. It's way down. I have no idea why. I'm still getting the same amount of views. I'm still putting out the same amount of videos. I don't know. Maybe my videos are not getting so many ads. I don't know. Maybe people aren't watching the ads. Remember, you only need to watch them for 30 seconds for it to count. But anyway, so June's ad revenue, which I got paid in August, was £331.38. So thank you so much to everyone who watches the adverts for me. So I always set aside 20% for tax, so that's £66. We have a regular, I say we, you, me, we have a regular Startup Sterling food bank donation, which is £25 each month. So we take that £25 off as well. And the amount going into my emergency fund, because that's where I'm putting all the ad revenue just now, was £240.38. Now, I'll either put it up on the screen now, or I'll put it in the description below, because I know people like to see it and that gives it the visual. So it goes 20% to tax. We've got a £25 donation to Startup Sterling, the food bank, and then the rest always goes into my emergency fund, because I'm starting to build up the emergency fund again. So, and I am aware that I could have taken Luna's vet bill out of the emergency fund, but I'm trying not to do that unless it's a really, really big one. So £100-ish is fairly manageable. So going into September, there are a few changes. My electricity and gas payment will be reduced. I have spoken about that previously. So it will come down from, I think it's currently £120.13. You'll see the still at the end, and it's coming down to £80. My house insurance that I'm going to put aside each month will come down a little bit as well. So there's a little bit more wiggle room in my discretionary spending, but I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to set that money aside. It'll come in useful in the run up to Christmas and if Luna is not well again. So all is good. All is good. I just like to share my figures just to show that you can still live well on a small amount of money, and it's completely doable. I have a really full, busy life. I don't feel neglected in any way because I can't do certain things. And in fact, today, probably when you're watching this on Monday, I'm actually meeting up with some friends and we're going out for lunch. So I do have a social life. I do spend money on nice things as well. So it's not all doom and gloom in Alley land. So if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much. I will insert some footage of this month's figures and I'll show you my, up until August, the direct debit amounts. Going forward in September, I will redo them. So at the end of September, I will show you my new amounts. So Miss Luna has not moved from the sofa by the window. So she's obviously feeling very sorry for herself. And she knew I was annoyed because obviously she'd just eaten her yogi ball and then, yeah, enough said. I hope you are well and that you have a lovely Monday. There will probably be some sort of video on Wednesday. I haven't decided yet what it will be on. If you're not a Wednesday viewer, I will see you again on Foodie Friday. So thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Monkey dog.